Morning, everybody. Super excited to be here, every single one of you, and happy Monday. What a great day it is. Monday's a good day. It's a good day to start the week, start a new beginning. So it's always nice to have that idea of a new beginning. Is always beautiful, right? That's why the New Year's is exciting because you have this idea that that supports a new beginning. So the same thing is for Monday. Monday is a new beginning. Technically every day is a new beginning, but Monday just gives you that idea. So I this morning, hey V, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. I see Sandra. How you doing? Hey Jaime, how are you? Sequoia, how you? Jennifer. Hey Mary, how's it going? So welcome everybody. Super happy to be here with every single one of you. I wanna I was, as you know, I am reading the book the Four Agreements, and man, what I'm enjoying. I mean, really enjoying rereading that book because I'm having a blast again. So it gave me a topic of what to talk about today, what I want to talk about today, because the first agreement of um of the Four Agreements is be impeccable with your word. And we're talking about words. So I want to talk about this. And I think it's very powerful for us to understand what we get ourselves into and what's the power of our words. And I know you probably heard this before. You probably heard these things before. I want to give you maybe some perspectives that might be new to you or might be a reminder to already what you already know. So I you know, it's very interesting because the words, in a good book says in the beginning there was the word. Very interesting, right? What is a word, first of all? A word is a vibration, isn't it? Think about this. And scientists today, all scientists and spiritual leaders and scientists agree that in the beginning in the universe, they talk about they call it the Big Bang. It was a vibration that opened everything. Isn't that interesting? And what happens is in many today we understand that words create worlds. And what I mean is they shape your destiny. They shape the decisions you make. They shape the identity that you fall into or you create for yourself. And in the ancients used to call vibrations and words. You know what they call them? Spells, because spelling comes from spells. That's where words come from. So words are literally spells. And when you look at it this way, you got to ask yourself, what spells are you casting upon your reality? What spells are you casting upon your family? What spells are you casting upon yourself? And for those of you that I'm going a little too metaphysical on you, let me show you something real quick. I'm just for a couple of minutes, I want to share with you this right here so you can see what I'm referring to because this is like really well known stuff and scientists have been already studying this and you guys probably seen the water experiment. Some of you have seen it, some of you have not. Let me make sure that I'm sharing the sound. uh Boom, there you go, sound sharing. Okay, perfect. Let me go ahead and share this for you guys and just take a look at this. This is Dr. I think it was me you mean it's a Japanese name. I'm gonna butcher it, so I'm just gonna let you the video. He'll explain.
This next series of photographs are the work of Japanese researcher Mr. Masaru Emoto from his book, The Message from Water. Mr. Emoto's work provides factual evidence that human vibrational energy, thoughts, words, ideas, and music affect the molecular structure of water. Please remember that water comprises over 70% of a mature human body and covers the same amount on our planet. Water is the very source of all life. This photo shows the beautifully formed geometric design of the Yushi Spring water. This next photo is from the Shimanto River, the last clean spring in Japan. Notice the extraordinary geometric forms. The fact that the molecular structure of water can be affected by our consciousness, our intent, and our sounds is extremely important. This photo is from the Mount Cook Glacier in New Zealand. Mr. Emoto has been visually documenting these molecular changes in water by means of his photographic techniques. He freezes droplets of water, then examines them under a dark field microscope that has photographic capabilities. His work clearly demonstrates the diversity of the molecular structure of water and the effects of the environment upon the structure of the water. This photo is from the fountain in Lourdes, France. This photo is from contaminated water from the Yodo River in Japan. In this photo, we can compare the contaminated water with clean stream water. Look at the difference. Mr. Emoto decided to see what effects music would have upon the structure of water. He placed distilled water between two speakers for several hours while playing different music and then photographing the crystals that formed after the water was frozen. This photo is of water being exposed to Beethoven's Pastorale. This photo is the effect of Bach's Air for the G-string on the water. This photo is water exposed to Chopin's Farewell Song. This next photo is water being exposed and affected to music that was designed for healing. This photo is of water being exposed to the Kawachi folk dance. This photo shows the effect of heavy metal music upon the water. Here now we can compare the effects of healing versus heavy metal music and what happens to the water molecules. Mr. Emoto decided to see how thoughts and words affected the formation of untreated distilled water crystals by typing words onto paper and then taping this paper onto glass bottles overnight. This photo shows the effects of the words, "Thank you." This next photo shows the effects of the words, "Love and appreciation." This photo shows the effects of the words, "You make me sick, I will kill you." And here we can compare the effects of "thank you" with the "you make me sick, I will kill you." Very, very different geometric forms being incurred through the intention. Now this photo is of a very polluted and toxic water from the Fujiwara Dam. Here now is the same water from the Fujiwara Dam after a Buddhist monk had offered a prayer over it. Prayer, that sound coupled with intention, seems to have an extraordinary ability of restoring water to its natural, harmonious, geometric symmetry. And in this photo we can compare the toxic water and then the effects of praying over the water.
Fascinating, isn't it? Uh, this is fascinating to me. So fascinating. Imagine words, prayer. You see, they took contaminated water, they prayed over it, and the contamination was gone. That's the power of spells. That you and I have that power, right? You and I have that power. So this is what is very fascinating for all of us to let me go ahead and share my screen again. Oh, make sure that I lost it. There we go. Come back here. So words are spells. And so that gives you, it gives the thought again, what type of spells are we coming? Because words shape your identity, they shape your decision, and they shape your destiny. So, and then this is the four agreements that I'm reading right now. Obviously, I just right now, we're going over be impeccable with your word. What is impeccable? Let's talk about that. The word impeccable means without sin, which means without self betrayal. What is the self? The self doesn't is not looking at it as an identity as you and me, like a personality, right? A personality is something you develop, is something that was acquired as you were born, right? Children are not born with personalities; they acquire the personality. So without self, that means uh, without self betrayal, that means not betraying what is called the kingdom of heaven within you. If you're a Christian, you know this is the kingdom of heaven. How do you not betray that which is already within you? So without self betrayal, that's what means the word impeccable means. So and every thought you plan, every word is a seed. It's a seed that it affects your identity, that affects your then affects your emotions. Your emotions then affect your actions. Your actions turns into habits, and your habits turns into your life trajectory. So there's words that we use and there's things that we say to ourselves that we should not be saying. I mean, I hear people when I start speaking about a business, people say, "Well, David, I'm just not good at recruiting." First of all, don't ever put that spell on yourself. Don't put a spell on yourself that says I'm not good at recruiting or people don't follow me. Or maybe you tell yourself to yourself, I just feel overwhelmed. Don't put that spell on you or anything that says I never, I always, I can't. All these are spells, and these spells is what Don Miguel Ruiz, he actually calls it black magic. And Don Miguel Ruiz called that. He goes, "This is the definition of black magic. What you're doing. We constantly, unknowingly use black magic on ourselves. So you gotta shift this and my talk today is really making you aware of these things and shifting the spells in the words that you use so you can cast good vibration energy within yourself. The same things. I am learning leadership. I improve every single day. People feel inspired when they're around me. I am becoming the person I deserve to become in order for me to acquire this level of success. So and 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 I tell you that even the greatest, I mean, one of the greatest personal development book that has ever been written is Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. He says he has an entire chapter on what is called autosuggestion, and he has this quote right here: "Like the wind that carries one ship east and another west, the law of autosuggestion will lift you up or pull you down according to the way that you set yourself of thought." Autosuggestions Auto suggestion is key. Auto suggestions, what it does is redirecting your subconscious mind. And you become, in the book Napoleon Hill, he talks about that you become what you repeatedly repeat to yourself. That's what you, in other words, the spells that you're repeatedly repeating to yourself, that happens. And that programs, is what programs your subconscious mind. So you become what you repeat to yourself. Your subconscious accepts every word as a command. Your subconscious doesn't care. It's like it has no wrong or right filter. It automatically accepts everything. So the second thing that Napoleon Hill, this is the two principles in Napoleon Hill. He says your emotion plus repetition equals transformation. So the spells that you use on yourself and you use on your reality and you use your world is affected by the state the emotional state that you create within yourself. So if you create a loving emotional state and or an emotional state of gratitude, you saw the frequency of gratitude, what the fractal frequency, what it looked like of gratitude within water, which is 70% of your body, within that gratitude state, as if you already received it. This is the type of spells that we want to cast, the kind of words that we want to use within ourselves. So that's why affirmations without emotions don't work. But identity-based declarations work instantly, by the way. It almost works like magic. Saying to yourself, I am a leader. I am a creator of wealth. I attract powerful people within my organization. I show up when my feelings don't want to cooperate. I still make it happen. Auto suggestions rewires your nervous system, by the way, because we all have a nervous system has been programmed. By the way, your nervous system was programmed by 8 years old. So it's a whole. That's a whole world that we can dive into one day. But your nervous system is programmed by 8 years old. Your entire nervous system is reprogrammed. You can reprogram, but it takes time and it takes effort. Uh, you can, well, out of suggestions, you can reprogram your nervous system, your unconscious, your beliefs, your habit, reshift your energy, and eventually, of course, also reshift your destiny. You see, your only limitations, Napoleon Hill says, is the limitation one set sets in your own mind. So there's a guy that I absolutely love, Carl Jung. I don't know if you guys have ever dived into his work before. He has incredible work. And one of the quotes that I love about him, he says, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it faith." And what do you mean by that? Well, let's just talk about this, because what he talks about is that he's talking about what is called your shadow, and your shadow is the wounded part of you that you don't see, but it shows up every single day. It shows up it shows up in the mental filter in how you experience the world. It shows up is the rejected part of you. Is the parts of you that they were taught to be ashamed, right? I grew up in a household, there was a lot of shaming in my house when I was young, very shaming. Everything was bad, literally. I grew up in a very it was with a very tight whole households like that, and so everything was shame. So it is something that I work within myself. It's like the shame of being rejected, right? Oh, rejected. The shame of looking stupid in front of people, right? And you feel like you cannot take action because of that shame. This is the shadow, the voice that says you're not enough. Ooh, that's something that's a core belief in so many people, that we don't deserve to be successful. We don't deserve these beautiful things. So Carl Jung says that when you when into you and also what happens, by the way, just rewind a little bit. Most people, they have what is called a fixed mindset, which they say, this is the way I am, this is just the way I am. Carl says, what you deny controls you, what you accept transforms you. And and it's not accepting this is the way you are, because if you defend your limitations, what happens? Congratulations, you get to keep them. So you don't ever defend your limitations. It's all about putting light into the shadow. And when you do this, because this affects your identity, affects your emotions, which affect your destiny, of course. So when you do this, you have to the way you do this, by the way, is you have to observe your self-talk. You expose the shadow, replace the language, and rewrite the internal script. And exposing the shadow is like, again, it took me a while to realize that I was making a lot of decisions in my life to protect myself from the feeling of being shamed, because as a child I was shamed a lot. So and this happens all the time, where even the people that love you, unfortunately, they shame you, or they do it into a way that they didn't know what they were doing, right? A parent, a young little girl has a beautiful voice, she's singing, but the parent showed up that night, and the mother was really tired. She had a horrible day. Everybody was mean to her, and she had a huge migraine. And the little girl singing, and eventually the mom says, "Will you just shut up? You cannot even sing that good anyway. Shut up." And the little girl, that one little pet spell, the mother can, and it was unknowingly. It was from the person that loved the little girl the most. It was just that the mother felt that way. Was didn't have no bandwidth at that time. So, and all of a sudden, that little girl now stops talking at school, just because that one core belief becomes a core belief. Stops singing. Maybe she gets, years later, she gets invited to karaoke with her friends, and she's the one that doesn't sing. All because that one little core belief that happened, that was created from a one single spell, from words, my friends, from just simple words that would happen. So words, so words, uh, speak out loud. This is just let's talk about how we can three levels of powers of words. Okay, you got to speak out loud. These influence to influence your environment, right? Words influence your team, your spouse, your children, your business. Words to speak to you speak words to yourself. These are they influence your identity, and words you speak through energy. By the way, words you speak through energy are words that you're thinking, but you're not saying. That one water experiment, they didn't talk about it very much, but they did the same experience with a thought. Just looking at water and just thinking gratitude and say, "You're beautiful, you're gorgeous, I love you," and just not even saying it, just thoughts because it's a vibration, right? Thoughts is a vibration, and just that alone, it changed the frequency of the water and the geometric patterns was beautiful. The same thing happened with hate, with fight. You go hate, and they were thinking hate towards the water, and they did that for 30 days straight. They froze it again, and it was again the geometric patterns were very distorted and funny looking just by the power of thought. So there's three layers: the words you speak out loud to your team, your environment, your spouse, your children; the words you speak to yourself that shape your identity, your self worth, and your actions; and the words you speak through energy, the words that you don't even speak them. They're just by their thoughts. And Don Miguel Ruiz tells us be impeccable with these three words, with these three categories. Be impeccable with your words, where it's without sin. So let's call to action here. I think I like having a call to action. I think it's always nice to have a call to action. Okay. Uh, Call to action is like you got to cast new spells. Identity affirmations for network marketing, daily auto suggestion. Let's talk about this. Okay. I attract builders. Things like this. I'm consistent. I show up when I don't feel like it. People trust me. I lead with love, vision, and confidence. I'm a magnet for opportunity. Replace weak language with power power language, right? So I hope instead of saying I hope it works, you say I'll make it work. Instead of saying I'm trying, you say I'm committed. Instead of saying I'm overwhelmed, you say I'm organized. If you say I can't recruit, you say I'm learning influence. Start shifting these spells that you cast upon yourself and you cast upon others and start creating new spells in order for you to achieve new levels of achievement within your life and new levels of, I would say, discovery, self-reflection, being able to discover what is self-realization, realizing that you are complete, you are already perfect, you are the kingdom of heaven within you, you are already enough, there's nothing for
Sunny
you,
over here.
there's
Sorry, you
nothing
guys
for
know,
you
but I
to
have
be ashamed of.
sun. You should come back to Houston.
Let me go ahead and so I gotta mute someone. Let me see, guys. If you can mute yourself, whoever's going back to Houston.
My daughter, she lives in Chicago, and she told me it's winter now. I said, ah.
There you goes Patty. It's Patty. Let me mute Patty. All right. Yeah. There we go. I almost want to listen to the entire conversation. It's like, where are we going? We're going to Houston? uh, so these are things that I want to make I want us to be aware of, and let's I'm gonna do a call to action, and this is a detox. Okay, we're a health company detoxing biologically. Let's detox ourselves energetically, and let's detox on these spells that we have told ourselves and we have cast ourselves. Is that cool for us to do? Let's detox this. Here's a 30-day word detox, and I want you to just keep it. No complaining. That's no complaining. Everything has a solution, my friends. Everything. Every adversity brings a seed of a greater benefit or equal benefit. No complaining. Having and having being number two is no gossiping, no talking bad about other people. I mean, this is a challenge, by the way, because I remember when I first read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence Over People. You guys ever read that book? It said the rule number one is principle number one: don't criticize, condemn, or complain. That's rule number one. Principle number one. I remember looking at my spouse. I was like, now what are we going to talk about? That's what we do. If we can do that. So, no gossip, no self judgment, no negative declarations, and replace every negative phrase instantly. So, if something comes up, immediately you replace it with something positive. And this talk really is I want to guys just make you aware of the words that you're using on yourself. In other words, in the spells that you're casting upon yourself, upon your team, upon your children, upon your friends. But everything starts with the self. Everything starts with you making a commitment that, hey, I'm not going to speak like this anymore. I'm not going to speak anything negative to myself. I'm going to say things that are positive. And I'm going to use auto suggestion, use repetition of emotion, and tell myself how amazing I am, how I am capable, how I am enough. The words I am, right? The most powerful words that they are, not because of the words, but for what comes afterwards is what makes it powerful. And you have this ability, this power of, you were created in the image of God. Imagine that. You were created in the image of God with the power to create with words. In the beginning there was the word. The word was with God, and the word was God. And you have that power, my friends. You have the power to create this for yourself and create a beautiful future for yourself. But you gotta utilize it, and you gotta understand that it's powerful. And I was talking to my son yesterday about this, and I was telling him, imagine. I told him, Alex, imagine you like the movie Harry Potter. He goes, yeah, David, Daddy, I remember Harry Potter. I was like, he goes, you are like Harry Potter. He says, you have the ability to cast spells. You don't ever cast a spell on someone or yourself that is a negative spell. You got to cast good spells, and good speak good about people. So I would tell you the same thing I would tell my son. You are like a little wizard and all day casting spells. If you keep that unconsciously, I want you to, and let's say, there's power in this. Well, to whoever much is given, much is expected. You got to use this power wisely, and you got to use it for the good of humanity, and for the good of yourself and of the people around you. So let's go out there, my friends, and let's cast those incredible spells of goodness, of achievement, of doing good to people. So I'm excited about this. Let's start off the week strong. I think that we tomorrow, just a couple announcements, and I think we have you seen. Let me see if Mr. Let me sure I missed. Tomorrow we have a our back office reset. You guys know that starts tomorrow. So for 24 hours, starting tomorrow, going into Wednesday too, part of Wednesday, the migration of the new back office is going to happen. Now, understand that this there might be a couple of hiccups. Don't worry, IT is on top of it, and we're fixing it. Okay. So if you see something that is nothing, not to worry, not to say, hey, you can easily report it, and say, hey, David, and this right here, it doesn't seem right. Not to worry, nothing to worry about. We're here, and we're gonna replace it, and we're gonna make this better. And it's only so this is the beginning of their new system, starts tomorrow. So that means that the back office, you won't be able to sign anybody up or get any customers during those 24, 30 hours that the migration will happen. You won't be able to do none of that. Not to worry. That doesn't mean you cannot work. That doesn't mean you cannot create exposures. It just means during that time we're having the migration. That's all it means. So excited for this, guys. Excited for the new week. Thank you very much for being here. Let's remind all of our team, by the way, that this is happening with a new migration. That way, that everybody knows. And looking forward to the new future that we have with our new back office and a new system powered by our artificial intelligence that we're gonna be able to recruit. Oh my goodness, it is something else. What we're gonna be able to do with this. You're gonna be able to recruit so many people with this, and you acquire so many more customers with this. because there's no other company out there that has a system like this powered by artificial intelligence like we use. And we're the first network marketing company out there doing it at this level. Some people might claim it, but they're it's very basic. What we're doing is another level completely, another level. So we're very, very grateful for Vital Health, for Alex and James and all the IT departments that I don't have enough people to name. That they're all doing a fantastic job, so guys. So thank you very much, guys. Love every single one of you. Have a great day, and let's go out there, make it happen, and cast those good spells upon ourselves and upon everybody. Have a great day, guys.